How's it going, guys? Jake here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the house that is right behind me, as this is one of the many houses that is added into your Minecraft world due to the Roguelike Dungeons mod. So, let's walk into it. So as we walk in here, you can see that we have a furnace, crafting table, the basic stuff, a torch, beautiful cake. I'm also going to use a potion of night vision just because it is very dark, especially down in the dungeon. So this particular house has an upstairs and also has a chest, which is full of a bunch of random things, some useful things, enchanted stuff, and such. But it's just a small little addition compared to the rewards that you can get when you go down the other way. So after a little spiraling staircase, you'll hit this stone brick. And so if we go ahead and come down here, you can see that we have 3 different passageways in this dungeon. Now wherever you go basically in this dungeon, there is going to be death lurking around every corner. As you can see, we have skeletons and creepers and such. And so you've got spawners at almost every corner. Sometimes these places can get mixed in with ravines and stuff. You can see the other levels of the dungeon and how extensive it is. But you also have a bunch of chests around every corner as well. And now you just kind of have to explore. And eventually you'll find this type of staircase here, which will lead on to the next dungeon. And you'll have a bunch of different types of rooms that just all have chests and whatever you want and can find. But of course, the farther you go down into the dungeon, the greater the rewards are. You'll have several dead ends that might go off into caves as such. But for the first couple levels, it stays relatively the same. As you can see, just a bunch of wood and different items. Hello, that's a lot of spiders. But you can see the amount of spawners that there are. There's one way down at the end there. And you can also tell when I'm using this night vision, a light that might be in here already. So as you can see, this area is lit up by this fire. And then the deeper you go, and also the more insane the mobs get, as these are spawning very powerful skeletons. They'll spawn archers and other types of warriors as well, so be very prepared when going down into the deeper sections, because those guys are much more powerful than normal. And then also when you go down, you'll have more special rooms. Like you see, we have kind of this corridor with these pillars in them. Then wherever you go, you can see you can find cool swords and stuff, and that there are just a bunch of mobs. So you just kind of have to do your exploration, and of course there are 3 passageways that you have. This is kind of a safe zone that's in here. And so you just have to explore around till you find the staircase going down, and well, don't really need to find it in this case because we have a ravine that is interfering with this room. So you can see that there are just a bunch of different colorful rooms all for you to explore. But after the first couple levels, you'll really start to get into an interesting dungeon. So this is the next level here, as I don't need to find a staircase. Oh, here it is, right over here. So in this place, you'll have a bunch of really powerful mobs. As I said, they only get more powerful. And this is more of a tomb area, and almost all the dungeons are the exact same. So this has a bunch of different quartz, which is very useful to harvest. Behind them, they've got spawners and some chests. And then in this one, it's just kind of like before, a bunch of mobs and monsters and different passageways for you to explore around. And yep, you will probably die a couple times in this place as the stronger these guys get. You can see that they spawn in great numbers. There's a wither skeleton right there. So now that I'm back to the ravine, and the staircase is right over here. And now when you find this mossy kind of cobblestone staircase, that means that you're almost getting to the nether layer, because once you go down this, you'll come down into one of these safe rooms again, and this will be very dungeon-esque. It will have a bunch of pressure plates with things that'll be tossed at you, so you want to watch out for those traps. But somewhere in here you'll find the next staircase, and it is pretty obvious thanks to the nice nether room there is. And there's also one very special room that is in this level as well, and that is this ender room, as what I call it. And this has an enderman spawner, so it's very useful for you to harvest, ender pearls and stuff, and it just looks very cool. But in this room down here, this is where things get awesome. So not only is it just kind of like this complete lava floor, and you can see, once again, there are a ton of mobs. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn those off just so you can see a little bit better. But the rewards in this place really amp up. You get several more ingots, and there are rooms that are completely full to the brim with chests and stuff, as I'll show you some of those in just a second. You can see you can find diamond pickaxes that are have amazing enchantments on them. There's more diamond leggings with, wow, a tier 3 of fire protection and unbreaking. And also, if you use any kind of survival mods, like the Tough as Nails mods that takes into in effect of temperature, this room will kill you in kind of a couple seconds because it'll heat you up faster than you can even imagine it. So yeah, this is a very dangerous room, but it is also very cool and extremely rewarding if you manage to get down here. As well, as you can see, there's a ton of obsidian for you to harvest, and if you get one of those diamond pickaxes with those efficiency and unbreaking, it will be pretty easy to harvest those. And then occasionally you will find just complete blocks of certain items. So you got gold, coal, and redstone, and I have found occasionally a diamond block. And my favorite room down here, and one of the main reasons why I come down here, is this big kind of magma pillar room. And now around each corner you'll have two chests down in the bottom, which will contain very useful enchantment books or whatever else that you've already seen, like that type of axe that is unbelievable. And just all around every corner there are those two types of chests. And my night vision is about to run out. And this is basically what it is like. And now this is a little bit more lit up than the other rooms. The other rooms, it is pitch dark if you don't have any type of lighting or night vision. So this bottom one, I guess you could say, is a little bit more friendly, but it will be, as you saw before, swarming with mobs. And it is very cool that these pillars produce their own source of light. So as I'm here searching for another type of dungeon that I'm wanting to show you, I'm not going to show the other ones or search for them, and I'll show you what they look like here up on the screen. Just because they're extremely similar to the one that I just showed you. There's almost the exact same type of layout. So you basically already know what's on the inside just from the other dungeon that I showed you. You can also see over there behind this village that another one of those dungeons just popped up. So you see they show up every now and then. But this one is a little bit different on the inside, and it's just a little bit prettier. And so I'm going to see if I can find it. And found it. Took a little bit of time, but as you can see, it's much different because it is a very tall tower. Now there is a staircase that'll go all the way up to the top, so you can climb up there. You can also see that's already got different colored windows, and there are some blue tint ones in there as well. And so, you know, if you want some more space, you can go up to the top, but we're going to go into the dungeon section, which is underneath, and I'll see you there in just a second. And there we go. So as you can already tell, it's a little bit different because it has this different colored floor. And then, as I said before, you can tell when there is a normal lighting that's already there, thanks to this kind of yellowish tint that is added on since I have night vision on. But this has some cool redstone and machinery type circuits in it. So there are several different places where you can turn on these redstone lamps. It's got these cool glass window things with glowstone. Then it also has several different rooms. Now it has different systems. Unfortunately, these chests don't have anything, but this chest at the end will have stuff. You can already see that is an amazing sword. So it has many different rooms. It looks like this is kind of a smelting room. But we're just going to keep exploring, going around. Here's another room. It's kind of a bedroom, I guess, and so you can see it has more stuff in the chest, and it has the furnace, all the stuff. And then you'll occasionally run into a dead end, and this was just one route out of 3, and this will have a staircase to go down to another level, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find that. And this will also have these spawners just as normal in the previous dungeon, with their own individual chests that you can find. And so we lastly have this route to go into, and as you can see right at the front, there was the staircase to go down. It has all the different paths. You can see some similar rooms like that room with the cake. So let's go down to the second level. And now this is going to be kind of like the previous dungeon where the first 2 or 3 levels are going to be the same, has the same kind of a checkered pattern floor on the bottom. And then of course there's just going to be a few different rooms that you can explore with. This is a large room we got here. We got a little bit of a fire room here with several different pillars, and we got another chest. You can see what's in it. Kind of looks like this is a dining area. But I'm going to go ahead and find the next staircase to move on down, and found the other staircase. So as we go down, you can see that beautiful floor goes away, and we're back to the old original dark dungeon type thing. You can already tell that we either got that ender room or the nether layer below us, and it looks like it's the ender room because of the obsidian that is creeping through. And so actually we can just kind of hop down here to go down to the next level. There's the staircase right over there. So it's just the usual procedures before. It's going to be the same. It has ores sticking through everywhere. That does not sound right. But after a little bit of finding, you'll find the nether room that I talked about before. So I might as well just go ahead and break down into the top of it. So it's basically going to be the exact same. There might be a few different rooms since each dungeon is different. There might be some of the golden blocks or diamond blocks that are on the floor. I'll see if I can find any of those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's mainly the top first and second layer that's different because it has the different type of theme to it, the different colors and glass paint and stuff. Ooh, look at those boots I just found. Protection 3, Feather Falling 4, and Unbreaking 3. And there is one other thing I wanted to say about this mod, and that is you can find other items from different mods in the chests down here as well. So if a mod adds a bunch of swords, you can also find those down here in these certain chests. And also depending on the kind of value of the item from the different mod, that will also correspond to the depth of the dungeon with this mod. So that's very cool. So if you want the valuable items, well, you got to come down into this dark and scary and very dangerous area. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a quick overview of the Roguelike Dungeons mod, as it is just this very cool dungeon edition. So you got a few places that you can go and explore and quest. And so if you liked it, leave a like, comment down below any other types of mods you would like me to review, and I'll see you all in the next video. High five.